Hi guys, we're going to read Chapter 8 of Junie B. First Grader, Dumb Bunny. Chapter 8, Swooping. The children ran. They ran everywhere, I tell you. They ran to and fro and up and down and back and forth and here and there. And also, Roger ran sideways and Lenny ran in a circle. I watched them very fascinated. Some of the children were tackling and scuffling, and Sheldon went through a shrub. That's when Lucille's daddy blew his whistle again. Tweet, tweet, tweet! Everybody come back here right now, he said, real mad. Everybody came back, and Sheldon had a stick in his ear. He sputtered and stuttered and pointed at May. She pushed me! She pushed me! May pushed me through the bush. May stamped her foot. No, I did not, Sheldon. I did not push you. You pushed yourself, she said. She turned and looked at the daddy. It was the darndest thing you ever saw, she said. He shoved himself right through that shrub. Daddy stood there a real long time. Then he walked to a picnic table, and he sat down real slow. And then he hit himself on the head. I went over and tapped on him. I would just like to point out that the bunny did not run, I said. The bunny was the only one who walked. May overheard me. And that's because the bunny can't run or the bunny falls down, she called. The bunny should not get credit for that. The daddy hit himself in the head again. And I walked back to Herbert. He looked kind of worried. The daddy is coming unglued, he said. I nodded. Yeah, I said, the daddy is going to need backup, I believe. Backup is the grown-up word for the police might have to come. Possibly. And guess what? Me and Herb were not the only ones thinking that either. Because just then, Lucia's Nana hollered real loud. Enough, she hollered. I have had enough of this nonsense with you children. Then she cupped her hands around her mouth and she shouted a brand new rule. It was called, if there's any more running or fighting, she's going to call the cops. All the children did a loud gulp. And I looked at Herbert. That new rule seems a little harsh, I said. Only guess what else? The new rule worked, I think, because pretty soon the Nana started the egg hunt again. And this time, no one ran at all. No one even walked hardly. Instead, we all behaved like little ladies and gentlemen, and we hunted for eggs, very polite. May stuck to Sheldon like glue, and I tried to stick to him too, but my giant feet could not keep up that good. May kept on grouching. You're not going to get the golden egg before I do, Sheldon. Even if you know where it is, I'll beat you to it, she said. I'm all over you like flies on egg salad. Sheldon rolled his eyes. But I don't know where the golden egg is, May, he said. I've already told you that. I don't know anything at all. I cut my mitts around my mouth. I believe you, Sheldon. I believe you don't know anything at all, I shouted. I've never thought you've known anything at all. After that, I hurried to catch up with him, because I definitely thought he knew something, of course. Sheldon turned and waited for me. Then, all of a sudden, he glanced down at the ground and he did a loud gasp. Oh, I see one! I see one! I see one! He shouted. May and I turned and looked. There was a bright green egg under the bushes. Sheldon clapped and laughed and then he hurried over to pick it up, but swoosh, swoop, scoop. May ducked underneath him speedy fast, and she picked it up instead. I got it! I got it! I got it! She screeched. Then she put the egg in her basket and danced all around. Sheldon's face got sputtering mad, but before he could even yell at her, he did another gasp. Oh, I see one! I see one! I see one! He shouted even louder than before. Then he clapped his hands and he laughed real happy and he hurried over to pick it up. But swoosh, swoop, scoop, May beat him again. She hollered. She jumped in the air and kicked her feet. I swooped. I'm a swooper. I swooped. swooped, she said. She ran back to Sheldon and leaned in his face. I knew I would beat you at this game, she said. Now I have two eggs and you and Junie B have... She leaned her head into her basket. Let's count them. 0, she said. Ha! You have 0 and I have 2. 2 to 0, 2 to zippity zip 0. Sheldon looked at me real upset. I frowned my eyes at him. Helpful hint, I said. Stop shouting, I see one. Sheldon pointed at his magic egg shirt. But I just don't get it, Junie B, he said. My grandpa said that the egg is with me. So why isn't this magic egg shirt working? I looked closer at the egg dribble. Maybe it's not lucky, I said. Maybe it's just dirty. Sheldon slumped his shoulders, and he reached out with his finger, and he flicked off the egg. Only wait till you hear this. Just as he flicked it, his eyes got big and wide. This time, I hurried over, and I covered his mouth with my hand. But Sheldon shouted right through my palm mitt. I see one! I see one! I see one! He shouted. And then, before he could even move his feet, swoosh, swoop, scoop, May grabbed egg number 3. And she twirled in a happy circle around us. 3 to 0, 3 to 0, 3 to 0, she yelled. Sheldon stood real still. Then, very slow, he put down his basket. And he stretched out the sides of his mouth with his finger. And he stuck his tongue out at May. That was appropriate behavior, I believe. After that, he snatched his basket up again and he tried to rush away from May. Only too bad for Sheldon. Sorry, my phone is on 20%. I apologize. We're going to keep going because I'm almost at the end. But only too bad for Sheldon because May stayed right exactly on his heels. They were walking too fast for me to keep up. I stopped and watched them go. But then I did a big sigh and I walked to a tree stump and I sat down very glum. I hate being this dumb bunny, I said, because my feet are too big and my legs are too slow and my palm mitts are way too clumsy. I slumped my shoulders and I looked in my empty basket. I did another sigh. Because let's face it, the bunny was a rotten egg. Chapter 9, Lucky Bunny. I don't know if this is the last chapter. No. There is one more chapter after that. So we have 2 more chapters. Tomorrow, chapter 9 is Lucky Bunny, and then we'll finish it off with chapter 10, Decisions. All right, tune in tomorrow for another read aloud. Have a wonderful day, guys.